In the origin of metazoans, we will be discussing about the Ordovician radiation. So Ordovician was a period, and the radiation means that there was an extinction event, and after that, the remaining species that were able to survive, they evolved rapidly and they produced more and more organisms because there were some niches left by the previous extinction which were needed to be filled, and that event is called radiation. So Ordovician radiation is also known as the Great Ordovician Biodiversification Event. So you see that every dark cloud has a silver lining. There was an extinction event. More than 50% of organisms were wiped out on the surface of the earth. But after that, there was a diversification event. That means more and more species were evolved. There is a theory that if the meteorite which killed the dinosaurs was not, if that extinction event didn't happen, the human being shouldn't have evolved, because the extinction of the dinosaur was the event that gave rise to the evolution of the simple mammals, the tree-living mammals, into the higher primates, which led to the evolution of human. So evolution radiation of animal life during the Ordovician period, 40 million years after the Cambrian explosion. So after the Cambrian explosion, wait 40 million years, and then it happens for the Ordovician radiation. So all the organisms that were present in the Cambrian, some of them went extinct and some of them were able to evolve next. So followed a series of Cambrian Ordovician extinction events, as I have already explained. So whenever there is an extinction event, as in this case there is called Cambrian Ordovician extinction event, and after that the fauna went on to dominate the Paleozoic, and during this period the marine diversity also increased. So the majority of Paleozoic taxa were derived from the Cambrian stock. So we are here in the Paleozoic, and the taxa, or the taxonomic organisms, the clades of organisms that were present at that time, they were evolving from the earlier organisms that were present during the Cambrian period. So interplay of many geological and ecological factors likely produced the diversification. So there was a right time for these organisms to develop from the earlier Cambrian stocks into much more advanced organisms, and the biodiversification that took place is called Ordovician radiation. So here in this diagram you can see the Cambrian seafloor. So we have discussed the Cambrian radiation in the Cambrian explosion in the previous topic, and in that you have seen that there were some organisms which were increased, and you can see the trilobite fossils, but you can see that these organisms have a bit more worm-like appearances. But if you go to the next, which is Ordovician seafloor, there you can see a much more complex organisms and much more pronounced diversity among the organisms, and the lower layer to the higher layer, how they have changed during the Ordovician period. So in the Ordovician diversification, the Ordovician diversification generated or witnessed a staggered increase in the biodiversity at the family, genus, and species level. So in the previous parts, we have seen that there was general changes during the Cambrian explosion. But in the Ordovician radiation, it was sort of very time, it was having a lot of time to evolve. And that's why we have much more family, genus, and species level diversification in the Ordovician radiation.